Okay, boys, I'm sure we have completed our exercise of lesson number one. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Anything that was left, or you think that I should repeat? Any questions? If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. No questions? Let's carry on then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today let us do a letter writing practice, and here I will share with you some basic information. I have already discussed letter writing with you, but I thought it would be a good idea to just revise a couple of things before we go ahead. Let's take a topic first. Our topic for letter writing is you are going for a trip to Murray Hills next week, for which you need some extra money. Write a letter to your mother asking her to send you some money. This is your topic which we are going to cover today. Well, in our traditional system, in our traditional examination system, what exactly we do? We start our letters here with examination hall. Examination examination hall and comma. So here the things to remember are that these are crucial points for you. This E, and then you have here H. H. Let me take some light color so that it may not become so dim that you can't see it. Okay. Examination hall. So you will capitalize these two initial letters in the first line, and everything will be on your left side. Examination hall, city, A dot B dot C. And then you put the date. And the easiest way to put the date is to start with month. And we have April, April, and then write the day. First of all, month, and then the day, and the day today is 16. April 16. Then of course year 2020 and full stop. Now here in this first heading or whatever you call it, you first of all write examination hall with E and H capitalized, then city C capitalized. Okay, let me just highlight it slightly. C capitalized, and then A dot B dot C also capitalized. Okay. Well, and afterwards, April, of course, is the name of month, proper noun. It will also be capitalized. Fine. And then you put, after the date, you put a full stop, and that's it. This is the beginning. This is, and how many of you know why exactly we use examination hall and we do not write down the exact location or the address of the person? Why do we use examination hall here in our country?
It will be considered cheating.
I don't get you. Can you say it again, please? Can somebody tell me the reason why especially we use it? Examination hall and we do not write down our exact address. Okay, in order to make the letter anonymous to the examiner, that's one reason, and therefore everybody writes the same address, and that is examination hall. In this way, nobody can personalize uh, his address or convey any piece of information to a certain person. Okay, so that's the reason. Let's come back, let's go back and keep working with a letter. After that, you start your letter with dear mother, and then you put a comma, and then you go to the next line and you start your letter. Mostly a very, a strange thing, which I feel is strange. What kind of language? I've been reading letters for years, over years, and what exactly I have to read in most of the letters is something like that, something like hello. Some people say hello mom, I am fine, and I hope, I hope you are fine. That's it. I don't think so. You are fine. And I don't think so. It's a very good way to say this. And in one way, it looks monotonous, which I would hardly go for it here. Okay. And but if I make it completely red, hello mom, I'm fine. I hope you are fine. Okay. So that's not a very good idea. I would not go for it here. Okay. I just simply put brackets around it, and you should not do this. Okay. Then what exactly you can do? You should not do it at all. And there are a couple of ways to say it. I will share with you, and you can choose one of them, or you can coin one more method of yours, of your own, and not that of mine. Okay. You are at liberty to write letters the way you want, but don't make it monotonous and robotic letter. Dear mother, uh, I hope you are fine. Okay? This can be one way to start the letter. Or, dear mother, I am so glad that I am writing to you this letter. It shows a close association or intimacy. These are good ideas. The way it looks like that you are not, writing a robotic form of letter. You really have good feelings for the person, and these good feelings not only you have, but you have the capability to convey these feelings to your mom, to your dad, to your brother, sister, or a friend. Okay, or you may have another way which is completely different from the way I have told you. But the idea which excuse me, the idea which I want to convey here is that you write something. I think somebody told me not to use green. I can just go back to black and again to, what about this light blue? Okay, it gives you outstanding shade. Anything that shows intimacy, anything that shows your love and care for the person, that would work. Okay, and make your letter quite spacious at the same time that you leave place. You leave some spaces in between your paragraphs. Okay, this is the first thing. But there are a couple of more things you want to write. For example, if you start your letter, I'm so glad that I'm writing to you this letter, okay? And afterwards, there is another mistake which you should never do, and people do it when there is a purpose, and that is, I am writing this letter to ask you to send me some money for a trip to Murray Hills. Okay. And this is something you should never do. I would change the text color in red. Okay. Yeah. And I won't highlight it simply. Highlighter, no highlighting at all. I think it's another way. Why? Because why I say that you should not do it. Let me say, and it's because I personally think it is formal. It is a formal way of writing. Okay, it's a formal way of writing. Therefore, you should never ever go for it. Okay. And now, what is the formal way of writing? But before that, let's see what kind of letters you are writing. You are writing an informal letter. Why? Why? Because you are writing your letter to your mother. This is a kind of, let's go to the title, and let me here write in brackets that you are writing a formal letter, not an informal letter. Okay. I mean an informal letter and not a formal letter. Info, info, informal letter. An informal letter is a letter which is written to your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your cousins, your uncle. And here you don't get formal. For example, I'm writing this letter to ask you to send me some money for a trip to Murray Hills. That looks so mechanical. And you have high intimacy level when you talk to your, excuse me, your relatives, and you do not write things like that to them. So I would not go for that. So please avoid it. Okay. Now you can start at something like that, that You would be so glad to know, you would be so happy to know that I'm doing well in the boarding school. And to your amazement, I have got a wonderful chance for an excursional trip. Uh, and you know where are we going? Yes. How can you? But let me tell you, we are going to Murray Hills. And it's such a, you know, I hope that it would be such a wonderful time over there with my friends, with teachers, and surrounded by greenery, lush green, you know, plantation, trees, beautiful hills, coffee, tea, and so many other things. People do ask me, uh, why can't we write good? Or why can't we write well? And my simple answer is because you think that when you write you are a different person, and you never ever look around things which are very close to you, which can be written, which can be recorded, but because you are too much mechanical the time you're given a task to write, that you completely forget your surroundings. I've talked to my students whose characters drive cars, but they don't see outside. I have students who write stories with characters who do not eat, who do not drink. Why? Why? Because they forget that they are writing on beings. They are writing on things which are all around them. I have seen people writing stories in which people don't cry and people don't laugh. They are very, very robotic kind stories. So you can start something like that and then go ahead and then show your passion, how passionately you want to go over there. Letter writing can be as simple as a single paragraph. It can be as innovative and creative as you want it. It's completely up to you. It's just a way how you interpret things. It's just a way how you look at the world. Okay. So I want you something like that, which is amazing. You open your heart to your mother when you write it, and it doesn't seem that it's all about a mechanical work which you are doing, and there are procedures, and you cannot deviate from them at any point. Okay, what else you can what else you can do? And how many paragraphs should you write? So first of all, you should write about your excitement. So that will be your uh, in 3 paragraphs you can write the letter. In 4 paragraphs, okay. For example, in first paragraph you introduce the topic. It will be something like introduction. And after the introduction, what kind of introduction? The way I have told you. Okay. After the introduction, you mention amusements, amusements, and amuse. Introduction can also include your traveling arrangement, traveling and total time, time. Okay, and you can mention amusements. You can mention amusements, what kind of pleasure you're going to get over there in the company of friends, in the company of hills, and in cafes, in the bazaar, on Murray Mall. There are so many things to say. And then uh, the kind of food you want to enjoy, okay, kind of food Okay. And then it's a way of making memories, making memories. Memories, memories, making memories. And finally, of course, okay, uh, you can ask her to give you a specific amount of money. Ask for money. And even if you don't ask, she would of course send you the money. If you tell the date of the trip and you show that you are curious to go over there and you tell her how excited you are, there is no reason she refuses. She of course would send you money for it. And finally, thank her in anticipation if you want, or simply thank her. And if you have any plan to visit home in the coming break, you can coming break, not come break. Coming break, you can of course mention it. And then you can conclude your letter with words, yours affectionately, and then put a comma. And remember here, some people make a mistake that they capitalize it affectionately, A capitalized. No, not at all. Only you here is this sound. You can capitalize it. This one. Let me highlight it. And the rest of it goes simple and then put a comma. And after the comma, you can put a capital X dot capital Y dot capital Z, and that's it. Okay, that's our format. In our country, this is the format which works. People may have different formats for their own countries. Now, how many of you it makes sense? How many of you understand?
Understood, sir.
Okay, fine. There are so many
Yeah, I also
messages.
understand.
I just want to see. Please don't communicate through messages. This messenger is only here to communicate with the teacher, not among yourselves. If you keep communicating and I keep telling you, uh, I think that that would not be a very good idea. Abdullah Tanveer and others, please be serious. Okay, now your task starts. Now open your notebooks and write a letter. And I give you time almost 15 to 18 minutes time. You go ahead and complete your writing task. I'll be around here. And now time is, what is time? It's 9:20. Now 10:27 and 10:37 or 33, 34 or 35. 10:35. Okay, not
Sir,
10:35.
can you show that page? I want to confirm the
Okay, 10,
pattern.
10:40. 10:40 would be the fine. Yes, yeah, I can show you that page again. Okay, which part you want to see? The first part?
Yeah, I wanted to confirm the pattern.
Okay, the pattern is here. You can look at the pattern here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now go ahead and next 15 minutes complete your task. I want everybody working and I would like you to switch on your cameras so that I may see what you are doing. Keep working, Shabash.